He's a bit like Harry. Despite leaving the royal family, every single September.
Oh, he's
since
there.
He's there. He's come there. And he's almost built his UK programme around the Well Child Awards.
And it's so amazing, to watch him interacting with the children. And so Meghan was present at the when they met. She did actually attend a few of the awards, and then obviously that all stopped, and it was just Harry attending on his own. And I love being able to give back to that charity, and I'm pretty sure that's why Harry's so supportive of it as well, and has been for such a long time. I'm sure. Obviously, Harry will be there.
It's one of those.
Who knows? Will Meghan ever come again? I don't.
It'd be really nice if she could.
If they sort out the security, she might be there this year.
Yeah. It's always one of those events, though, that Harry and Meghan, they get a lot of criticism, but you cannot criticise the work that Harry does with Well Child, and he is so brilliant, isn't he, with those children? And he just sort of, he just has this amazing ability to make them and their family smile, to put them at ease. And, I think it is something he really cares very deeply about.
He's charming, charismatic. He's very much taller than I thought. I'm only 5'3", so my son Rocco's now the same height as me. So anyone over 5'3". So, but I was like, wow, he was tall. He was very handsome.
Yeah. Well, would you look at that? ITV News. Calm voices. No shouting, no red-faced outrage, no one accusing Prince Harry of betrayal for the 4,736th time. Just praise. And not even sneaky backhanded praise either. Real praise. Warm praise. The kind of praise the UK media usually pretends is illegal when Harry's name comes up. And leading the charge? Laura Hamilton. Yes, that Laura Hamilton. Familiar, mainstream, harmless, the kind of presenter nobody can dismiss as biased or radical or too sympathetic to the Sussexes, which makes what she says here even more delicious. Because Laura Hamilton doesn't just casually mention Harry, she confirms something the tabloids have been desperately trying to bury. Prince Harry has been turning up to the Well Child Awards every single year since leaving the royal family. Every single September. Despite the headlines, despite the tantrums, despite the he's abandoned his duties narrative being screamed from every front page like it's a cult chant, Harry keeps showing up. Chris Shipp even admits it plainly, without drama. Harry has almost built his entire UK program around Well Child. That's not an accident. That's not coincidence. That's commitment. And suddenly, ITV News is saying it out loud. Now, pause right there, because this is where the UK media always trips over itself. For years, they told us Harry had walked away from service, that he was lazy, bitter, ungrateful, that he didn't care about the UK anymore, that America had changed him, that Meghan had distracted him. And yet, here we are, years later, with ITV News confirming that Harry has quietly, consistently, reliably shown up for a charity supporting seriously ill children and their families. Not once, not twice, but every year. No palace balcony required. And Laura Hamilton doesn't just acknowledge this. She speaks about it with genuine warmth. She talks about watching Harry interact with the children. She talks about the way he engages, the way he connects, the way families respond to him. This isn't scripted PR fluff. This is someone who has seen it. Then, she brings up something the UK media usually treats like forbidden knowledge. Meghan. Laura Hamilton reminds viewers that Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, did attend Well Child events. She was present. She supported the charity. She showed up alongside Harry. She met the children. She interacted with the families. And she says it plainly. No sneer, no eye roll, no allegedly. Just facts. And then comes that telling phrase. Obviously, that all stopped. Obviously. Isn't it fascinating how that word does so much work? Because nothing obviously stopped. Nothing about Meghan's support for Well Child disappeared. What stopped was the safety. What stopped was the protection. What stopped was the ability for her to exist in the UK without becoming a moving target for harassment. But notice how the panel doesn't pretend Meghan just lost interest, because they know better. Charlene White then says something so simple, so human. It'd be really nice if she could. That's it. That's the sentence. No accusation, no blame, just a wish. And nobody shuts her down. Read that again. Nobody jumps in to say, why should she? Nobody scoffs. Nobody reframes it as entitlement. Because the idea that Meghan returning to support a children's charity would be nice is actually very normal. Then Chris Shipp says the quiet part out loud. If they sort out the security, she might well be there this year. Ah, yes, security. That word Harry has been mocked for uttering. For years, Harry has been portrayed as dramatic for raising concerns about safety. He's been called paranoid, controlling, overprotective, difficult. Yet here we are, with ITV News calmly acknowledging that Meghan's presence depends on whether security is sorted. So security was never imaginary, was it? Funny how that works. Then, Lizzie Robinson enters with what might be the most damning line of all, not because it's harsh, but because it's true. You cannot criticize the work that Harry does with Wellchild. And she's absolutely right. They've tried. God knows they've tried. They've attempted to downplay it, to mock it, to ignore it, to pretend it's insignificant, to compare it unfavorably to royal engagements that involve smiling for photos and leaving early. But it never works. Because Harry doesn't do Wellchild like a performance. He doesn't hover awkwardly, he doesn't rush through, he doesn't act like it's beneath him. He meals, he listens, he remembers, he engages. Families feel it, children feel it. And that's why even the UK media struggles to attack this one. Lizzie Robinson then describes Harry's ability to put children and families at ease, to make them smile, to bring warmth into spaces that are often filled with fear and exhaustion. That's not teachable. That's not media training. That's character. Then, Laura Hamilton adds the cherry on top almost accidentally. She describes Harry as charming, charismatic, handsome. Oh, so we're saying it now. Suddenly, it's okay to acknowledge Harry as a whole person again. Not a caricature, not a villain, not a runaway prince. Just a man who is tall, warm, personable, and deeply involved in charitable work. The humanity sneaks back in when the outrage is switched off. And here's the part the UK media will never admit openly. This clip exposes how artificial the hysteria really is. When the script is dropped, the tone changes. When the talking points are abandoned, the truth surfaces. Harry is respected. Harry is consistent. Harry is trusted by the families he works with. And Meghan? Meghan is spoken about like someone whose absence is felt, not celebrated. For years, we were told Meghan was irrelevant, finished, unwanted. And yet, here we are, watching ITV News speculate about her possible return like it would be a welcome moment. That contradiction should embarrass a lot of editors. Because if Meghan truly didn't matter, nobody would mention her, nobody would wonder, nobody would frame her return as nice. But they do, because she does. And let's be very clear, Meghan does not need the UK. She does not need approval. She does not need to return to prove anything. The interest is not about her seeking them. It's about them realizing what they lost. The UK media chased her out with hostility, and now, years later, are quietly wondering if she might come back once it's safe. That's not power. That's regret. And here's the irony they'll never address openly. Harry didn't abandon duty. He preserved it. He stripped away the institution and kept the purpose. Wellchild survived Megxit because it was never about royal optics. It was about genuine connection. And that's why Harry keeps showing up, not because he has to, but because he wants to. So when ITV News sits around a table and accidentally dismantles years of propaganda with calm conversation, it reveals something crucial. The hostility towards Harry and Meghan isn't natural. It's manufactured. It requires volume. It requires repetition. It requires outrage. When it goes quiet, the truth leaks out. Harry is doing the work. Meghan was doing the work. Security was always the issue, and the media knew it. The only unanswered question isn't whether Meghan will ever return to Wellchild. It's whether the UK environment can ever be trusted enough for her to feel safe doing so. And based on history, that's a tall order. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next.